and welcome to the final episode of Pokemon Snow of the year. I am your host, the Gold Crow, being your DM and GM, and with me I have four of my wonderful friends with me, and since we're not, again, sponsored by anything, we're just going to jump right into it, because you don't want to play Raid Shadow Legends. So, Fire Ally, tell us about what happened last time.
And it's so liberating. We got the shakedown last session and had to juggle, and by we I mean I had to juggle my most conspicuous of items around to different people that the cops had already checked so we could get out of the city and continue to defame this crook that we put into jail a few sessions ago. After that, we were on the road and we debated on splitting the party to go visit the bandit camp or not. And we decided to do it and split the party, in which case both parties had excitement happen. On the one side, we found Rod and Todd, the scouts that we chased down, beat up, tied up to a tree, and then we disguised selved ourselves as them, and then went into the camp to go figure out what these bandits were all about. And we found out that they were a Kazoku no Kaizoku, so that's pretty cool. And they more or less are just regular people trying to make a living by stealing from people. They're trying to send a message that way. We'll see how that goes for them. And then on the other side, Malcolm, Dante, and Anna got jumped by a fully repaired Genesect this time, and it went after Anna. Whatever was going on, it wanted Anna specifically. And so it blew up at the end. We send Rod and Todd back, and we're going to head over to Loomhalton, where Nicholas hopes to send his grandparents back to the family bandits.
Excellent. All right. Yeah, you could take a DX of reroll and put that in your back pocket for when you need it. Okay, I'll take you back to the quiet road you're going along with Malcolm all hooked back up and rolling his way towards the city, which you're starting to see in the distance. This large, towering city that is kind of in the distance that appears. It's going to take about 2 more days to get there. Is there anything you wish to do in those 2 days as you're kind of on the road?
On a scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want a Haunch Crow disguise?
Uh,
I don't know if you want that for infiltration purposes or not.
Too risky at the It might be useful later, but it'd be too risky at the moment since we don't really know the how the chain of command in the murder works.
Yeah. All right.
I guess since it might be useful, Nicholas will probably create a detect magics. Wait, let me check his. Yeah, create a detect magic spell scroll just to give out, just in case we need to. Someone else wants to use that spell at some point in time.
Yeah. I mean, I have one. If you want, I could take the opportunity to glue it into my spell book if you're gonna make another one, though.
Yeah, I may as well make another one.
All right. Detect magic is a first level spell, so that's is it $100 or is it 50?
I thought it was 25.
It's 50.
Oh, for putting it in the spell book.
What level is detect magic?
Level 1.
First.
So it's 25 gold to do it, and 1 hour.
All right.
Okay. I thought it was 50.
Nope, 25.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything
I'll
else?
put it in my inventory for now. If someone wants it, just feel free to ask.
Okay.
All right. We have that, and then yes, hemlock spells. I don't think you can pick any up until we level up, so
Correct.
so
I
I
think
think I'm going to get choking smog because that should only be is that 100? I don't know how this works.
Uh,
It's level 2. I believe.
I think it's 50 per level. Yeah, 50.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that one only does take hours. So if it's level 2, it'd be 100 gold. And since you're on the road, you don't really have to worry about time.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to
Yeah.
do all of this now. Get some hemlock spells in there that could be useful. This is the one that makes it so they can't talk back. I don't have access to third level spells, so I can't do anything of that. Do we want me to make a spell scroll of any hemlock spells? Or like
mm,
Nicholas?
Yeah, that would be a good idea.
You could get a choking smog spell scroll. I don't know if you could get a biohazard one. It doesn't say what classes
But
are
but
available.
you could only make scrolls of things you have, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have choking smog and biohazard, and I also have toxic shield.
Yeah.
And oh, okay, biohazard's not on your spell list, but choking smog and toxic shield are. I don't know if you want either of those.
I think if we're going to do spell scrolls along the way, I think actually getting another disguise self spell scroll or a couple might be good for future purposes.
It's just mass producing disguise cell scrolls.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about those ones because I can make those on a short rest. The
Uh,
second level ones are the harder ones for me to do.
Fair enough. Then yeah, I'd say choking smog, if it's something Nicholas can use, that'd be very good for like disabling an enemy spellcaster and having multiple people casting it would be good. So yeah, a choking smog might be or whatever that one is.
All right. How much to do that? It's a second level spell, so it's probably gonna be like 100 is my guess.
Like the pinned list on our server will tell you. That little screenshot will tell you how much it is. Level 2 will, if it's a level 2, yeah, it'll take 3 hours to make it, and it'd be 100 gold.
All right. I'm out of money again,
Yeah, it's
Well,
a it's a
but
you're
I
giving it to Nick, so he'll pay for it.
it's a good
okay.
money sink. That's what it
Yeah,
is.
it's a good money sink. I'm having these spells. I think is definitely good to catch someone off guard. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think that should be everything since you have detect magic. Should be all good.
All right.
All right. So after a couple of days of Malcolm rolling and Proteus writing up a bunch of scrolls on some parchment and copying some to his book, uh, the massive city begins to come into view, and you are kind of treading over this cobblestone path of farmland leading over to these massive city walls, this almost hexagonal shaped city with these pristine gray walls all around it, but still on the outside of these walls, you see tiny little settlements, kind of scattered here and there. There are, from where you're entering, there are two rivers, one to your north and one to your south. These are known as the Serpent Tongue. It's called the Serpent Tongue, mostly because inside the city proper, it splits into two and goes off into two different directions. And the river that kind of leads to these connects to Ironbroach, where most of the trade happens. Where most of the ships you saw in Ironbroach kind of make their way here. There are you're not alone on the road. You see plenty others, some riding carts with a burly looking Pokemon like a Machoke or something pulling it. But there seems to be people going into the town. The atmosphere is very light and casual, as this is known as the City of Opportunity and Innovation. And you begin to encroach on the city walls. If I can take you guys to the map, I can show you what you're kind of looking at here.
Oh,
All right,
man.
the map.
Yeah.
Let's probably go into that.
Oh man.
All right. So we are entering Lumhalsen. You guys are to the right side of it here. All right. You guys are entering from this direction. Nicholas and Proteus, or maybe just Nicholas, you would know the outer perimeter of the city, the kind of this hexagonal ring that kind of encompasses it. Those are mostly residential areas, but there are some stores and whatnot in there, but it's mostly residential. The main city is kind of inside the inner side of it. Anna seems quite excited going in here. It's like, oh, you guys just wait till you see the merchant row. And as you enter too, as you kind of go through the gates, there are those automatons you saw in Ironroach, those Metagross, just kind of sitting there, just watching you go inside. These things don't seem to be affixed with drills or anything, but they seem, and the ones you saw in Ironroach too looked more industrial and kind of caked in grime. These things are shining, like you can almost see your reflection as you walk past them. You see smaller ones cleaning the cobblestone path into the town, and picking up garbage and throwing it into baskets. The town itself is also just spotless clean. There are little patches of grass between the avenue and trees sticking out of them. There is large buildings just sprawled all over the inner ring of this place. And as you walk along this path too, you see a staircase going up, and you see whoosh by you the train, the lightning rail, one going clockwise and one going counterclockwise on opposite tracks, going around the city like that. In front of you, Nicholas and maybe Proteus, you would know that is Lumhalsen University, this large campus that is also kind of encompassed in this kind of massive city. It looks like a massive city on its own inside there.
You mind if we put tokens on the map to just mark places?
Sure. I can do that, and I can do that.
Oh. Okay, you can just do it yourself. Cool.
Yeah.
Already had him.
Yeah. And interspliced, if you plan on taking the lightning rail, the stations are all right here. And And you might want to sometimes because it would take hours to kind of go through this city. But unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to get on the lightning rail because you have a cart with you.
Right.
But Anna seems to want to go to the Grand Bazaar.
Oh, that's so far away.
Yeah.
And you said it would take hours. Like, what is the like time it would take just going end to end here?
That would take about 5 hours.
Jeez. Okay.
It's not to
So,
scale. And
if-
the slums are over here. Is with what you're wondering, Nicholas. The lightning rail would take you kind of right there.
All
So
right.
it sounds like we gotta roll Malcolm all the way over here for Anna, and then we can hop on the lightning rail and get to the
I
sun
mean,
faster.
if we're gonna be like moving through, we might as well just do this. Because if we're gonna have to go through here anyway, or around here, we might as well just visit the university.
Now the
Well,
problem is once we visit the university, we're not really going to be able to do anything else.
Anna says,
Yeah.
"Well, if you guys have something to do, I can go there by myself. Depends how just much you want to go there. I don't wanna really bother you. I have my own business here."
Yeah, well, probably check with you a bit later and see how you're doing if you think you could move the cart there yourself. But we do have some business in here that we want to take care of real quick.
I mean, like she was able to move the cart by herself. It was just the main reason she had you guys is because she was being attacked by bandits, and Malcolm was obviously faster. But
Ah,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, I still think it would be a good idea to accompany Anna there one way or another.
yeah. It's early morning
just like-
still. It's the streets are very populated.
I mean, we've got no clue how dangerous this city could be if in
I
broad
imagine,
daylight.
I imagine it's pretty safe because of the automatons roaming around.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nicholas was just about to say, at the very least, I doubt someone's going to attack her in broad daylight with so many witnesses around. I ain't saying that it's impossible something might happen to her, which is why I want to check with her later, but I think at this point, don't think she's gonna be in any danger carting her wares out and across.
And there's kind of more merchants too that seem to be kind of heading in that direction. Like they're all bringing their carts with them. Like you didn't see any of this before in Ironboach where there were so many, but there are just a lot of merchants seem to be heading that way.
So yeah, I'd say if you guys really are paranoid, I suppose the day's young and we can follow her, but I think she'll be fine on her own.
And it does
Well-
cost money to get on the lightning rail, I should point out.
Yeah.
What's the toll?
5 gold.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not that bad.
That's not bad for you. I'm sticking with Anna.
All right, so if we're sticking with Anna, then do we just want to go with her to like the center of the city and then part ways?
I mean, she's like on the other edge of it, though. Like the center of the city,
and
we'd have to cross through.
And
Okay, well then, which way do you guys want to go then?
You'd kind of have to go along.
Okay, so I say we go along here. get to here. Anna can go on her way, and then we can head down this way.
Yeah, I'll probably stick with her anyway, because the slums are for Nick to put things together with. I'll just meet you guys up over here, or wherever we're gonna meet up.
Yeah, if we are splitting, we probably want a meeting spot.
Okay, just remember, it takes a long time to get back together if we split up in this city.
Does
Yeah, but it's gonna be a long time to get the people from the slums back, and it's gonna be just as long to get back from the bazaar. So
and
I
in
guess
that
that's
case,
true. We're gonna
they
have to
might
head
just
back over.
might not even go back to the city. Might take the outside road here.
Some notable landmarks you would know about, Nicholas. You would know the Blue Rose Theater is right here. That kind of theater you pass by during that fateful day.
Alright.
You know where the university is.
Okay.
There's the Expedition Society and Museum. You pretty much know the way to the to the university is where you took. You never probably took the lightning rail, but you would know.
No,
You would kind of know this is Tavern Row, where there's just plenty of taverns and a place to get a drink. The Deuterium Corporation's headquarters are here, this massive building in the center of town. It leads over to the Expedition Society and a museum, and the hotel would be here. Abolition's HQ is right here, and that's probably where, and City Hall you would know is right there. Those are probably the main locations you know about.
okay.
I mean, this has to be something too.
That's the gladiator pit.
No, this is the gladiator pit.
Well, I mean, we don't know.
Anyways, yeah, Nick will probably point out the theater at least and tell Proteus that's where he'd want to go if he wants to investigate that, but otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, it is very tempting to go that direction, but I want to stick with Anna because I don't trust the Ethereum Corp at all. So
All right,
Okay,
so
I guess.
splitting the party then.
You're splitting the party.
I go 2 and 2 because that usually seems safer.
yeah, or we can go full on big city sightseeing mode, and we all pick a location and nothing
Oh,
goes
no.
wrong.
Let's not. All right, who's babysitting Malcolm?
Well, I guess you'd be just kind of pulling the cart still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess de facto that'd be Proteus if you're just going to be pulling the cart the entire way there.
Okay.
Okay.
This is a split we haven't done before.
All right. So Proteus and Malcolm.
Yep.
All right, and Dante and Nicholas.
Yep, I guess so.
All right, I'll roll a d6 to see who we go with first. 1, 2, 3 is Malcolm. 4, 5, 6 is Nicholas. Oh, it's a 2. So yeah. All right. So are you guys gonna how are you guys gonna get to? You're going to the slums, I'm guessing. Nicholas and Dante.
Yeah.
Are you going to walk there, or are you going to take the lightning rail?
Well, unless you have any objections, I guess we could probably take the lightning rail because it'd just be a faster way of going about it.
Yeah, I don't have any objections. I've still got a lot of gold on me.
All right. So it costs
Okay.
5 gold for a ticket, and you can just board right there where I assume you're discussing things.
Okay.
All right. So you see Nicholas and Dante kind of ascend the stairs to the platform where they look to get on the train going in that direction, the clockwise one. Okay. Malcolm and Proteus, roll a d6 for me.
Oh boy.
Six.
4.
All right. Yeah. You as you are kind of walking along here, also off in the distance there is to the north of here, you see a large obsidian tower. You know this to be one of the MDRA's towers. It's kind of like almost like a monolith sticking out of the ground. It's just
Yeah.
large tower. But on the way, I want you to, I want you both to do a perception check.
Nat 20.
I'm like, oh, I have a +3 perception now. 17.
All right. So on your way, this is as you're passing the school. Malcolm, you see on the ground there is a rolled up piece of paper with a red bow kind of tied around it.
All right. He like sharply turns and like the entire cart just like to the side. He's like, "Guys, I found a present."
Before he can try to eat it, I guess I'll go grab it.
All right, it's a spell scroll.
All right, is there anything else about it? Like, there's string attached to it? Is it going to explode?
It seems like this was a just immaculately prepared spell scroll that it was kind of rolled off into a gutter.
All right, well, we'll take that, I guess. Maybe we'll find out where it goes or have to sacrifice it for the greater good.
All right. You would have to open it to see what it is, but it's rolled up and in a kind of like a little band is kind of shutting it.
Well, the beauty about having an hour's long walk ahead of you is that you can sit in the cart and ritual cast identify on it.
Yeah, that's true. This is arcane. No, it's not arcane eye. Sorry, it's banishment.
Wow.
This is a high level spell, and why it would be in the gutter like this, you do not know.
Man, someone banished the banish spell. Alright, well, I'll hang on to it for now. I can't use it unless I really have to, so I will hold on to it for probably quite some time.
All right. So you found that kind of near the bridge here by the school that kind of goes to the school. But what you also notice in this area too is there's something missing there. Like there was a structure there and it's no longer there. It almost looks like there was a gazebo or something there, and it was like ripped out of the ground, very unprofessionally and haphazardly. It really sticks out because of this town is very pristine, but there was like, it looks like there was a gazebo or something there, and it's gone now. But yeah, you continue through the city for a few more hours, and you reach a very similar harbor that that was like in Iron Broach, where goods are being shipped in containers. When you turn over to go across the bridge, you see a large building that you don't know what it's for here. It seems, and it's a large, imposing building. Several flags stick out of the out of poles out of the front of it, but without any problem, you just kind of go past that, and you begin.
Does it look religious at all?
It does not look religious, but there are kind of, you see religious accoutrements on it, like in places. Like, it's not the main place, not main like thing that stands out, but it seems like an amalgamation of all sorts of things. But it looks very, like, the doors are glass. It looks very professional inside, like there's a secretary.
All right, so possibly a repurposed cathedral. I know you're out in this city somewhere, hallowed flames.
But you, after a few hours, you eventually make your way to the marketplace, where it's just these streets and streets lined with vendors who are like shoving necklaces in your face and rings, and like Anna's yelling, like getting road rage from it, like, yeah, no, you cheapskate, get off, what away from you, you're not buying any of your crap. As you're like going through this place where she finds a place to settle, and well, we're finally here. I should I think this is a good place. I'll probably try to steal someone else's if they like go to the bathroom or something.
Oh, you
Okay.
mean location?
Yeah, to vend stuff. You usually want stuff by the train because that's where people get off. Yeah, but you gotta go here really early to get something like that. But the advantage is, if you need me to get anything, it's probably a lot easier here than it was in that smog-ridden town.
Yeah, that's true. Well, good news is I don't think I can think of anything that would be on that list, but I'll let you know.
Okay, for the time being, I'll be here. I'll probably find a... Oh, I'll find an inn or something on the outskirts. Well,
Sorry, I saw auction house on there, and I was like, do I have anything I could auction?
Either part of, no, I'm just like, all right, so this is the Merchant Avenue. Where's the Grand Bazaar?
Oh, that's just it's kind of all amalgamated together. There's one kind of spectacular building that is the auction house. But you guys probably do not have the money for any of that.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone selling potted plants?
Yes.
Okay, well, when Malcolm walked past them, they all exploded with flowers.
And as they do so, they're surprised by it, but then try, look at this miracle! That inflates the price to 10 more gold pieces for this miraculous plant here.
Malcolm's gonna alter the supply and demand of this town.
Oh, what are you guys gonna do from here? Unless you want to stay in my shop and help me sell things. You know, you could just do a little dance outside. It doesn't have to be good, just get attention.
Okay. And Malcolm turns around and he is holding up his button.
Do a performance check.
This is not one of his strong suits.
Yeah, I don't even think rage can help you with this one.
17.
Oh my gosh.
You get some, like, this isn't, like, you're not a showstopper or anything, but you're kind of drawing attention to her. It's like, yeah, keep doing that. Hello, I'm Anna. Welcome to my wares. No refunds. If you break it, you buy it. Just have some rope over here, some bombs, some oil. Here. And she seems to be getting, like, more customers as you dance. Yeah, we're gonna have him as a marketable plushie by the I hope by the next season. Give it a few weeks.
You can probably ask the other Malcolms around here for their wool. I kind of need mine now. It's starting to get colder.
Mm-hmm. No, we could sell blankets or sweaters.
I'm sure that you can find some kind of a deal with manufacturers at some point too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is the place to do it. I guess I should ask, where are you guys staying?
To be honest, I don't think we plan to stay here. I think that we're planning on heading out immediately and then returning at a later point. And then we'll know the answer to that question.
Well, this is a really big town. If you do that, how am I supposed to find you?
Proteus shrugs. Well, the good news is that we know where to find you.
Well, that's a good point. Yeah, I'll be if I'm not here, I'd be closer to the train. That's where I'm going to try and maneuver myself when nobody's looking or someone carelessly leaves their spot.
Yeah, good point.
Mm-hmm.
So when we come back, that's probably where we're gonna go. If we have to stay somewhere, well, to be honest, I'm not really sure where we would stay because I don't recognize anything here anymore, so except for the gazebo. Or at least the hole that it left behind. I remember that.
Yeah, what was that? I thought that was weird too.
Or I should say, I remember the gazebo when it existed.
Mm-hmm.
Where'd it go?
I don't know. Something we'd have to figure out. Though I am curious about this tower here.
What tower? Oh, that's not a tower. That's a prison.
Oh, that's the prison. Wait, where's the obelisk? There.
It's to the north. It's off the map.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think this district automatically puts itself as a danger zone to
Well, it's
being.
pretty well fortified in there. It seems. Look at that big. Look at that big way, and then they got another one inside. All those watchtowers.
Yeah, that just tells me they have even better exit points. So, stay on your toes.
I'm not gonna let anyone steal from me. I'll sue them.
Oh yeah, that's really gonna stop them.
Yeah.
I know I wouldn't like being sued. He
No.
leans into Proteus. What's sued?
Proteus is going to say, it's when a guy with a small hammer whacks a mahogany table and then prevents you from being near grass for the next 3 years.
I've got a bigger hammer though.
Yeah, but the guy with the little hammer has more authority.
That doesn't make sense.
Well,
Yep.
you see, with the smaller the hammer, the bigger the compensation they're making on the inside, which means the more people listen to them.
You look like you lost him.
That was somewhat of his objective.
Where are you gonna go from here?
I think we're just gonna go find Dante and Gordon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be here if you need me.
Yeah, that or take the lightning rail to the slums.
Cost 5 gold. I'm not spotting you.
Yeah, but might allow us to meet up with him faster.
Yeah. Well, it definitely will.
Well, it depends on if they've passed that point in the city or not by now.
No, they've probably done what they needed to do because they initially took it while you guys were walking.
Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know how like slowed down they'll be by his grandparents,
Yeah.
or if they decide to go that way at all. But I think it's good to at least go that direction,
Okay.
just so that way, if they are there, it's an easier meetup, and if not, we just keep riding it to the exit or to the entrance we came to.
Okay. So you're gonna get on it, and we'll see what happens if you're gonna get on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So you just kind of travel north and go up there, and you're gonna go on the counterclockwise one, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. We'll cut to Nicholas and Dante. Then you guys got on here, and yeah, you see the sights of the city outside the window, and this very clean ride too. It's loaded with passengers, but it's very comfortable as you kind of glide in the inner ring of the city, and you kind of see the city in its whole glory because you're kind of elevated above the city while you're on the rail, so you kind of got a high vantage point as you go past. Over here, there's kind of a dome-looking structure. And I guess you would know this too, but this is an airship hangar, which has no airships coming from it. But that used to be a big way to travel. Now it's not used so much in recent times. I will have you both do perception checks to notice something.
Okay. Well, I'll hope the one with the higher whiz manages to.
The expertise in it too. And I'll just self guidance for that.
8. Better than I was expecting. I should tell you something.
Oh my gosh. 19.
What you notice, Dante, is kind of a building nestled in between the residential area is you notice a building that looks very similar to the apothecary and artificer outpost you went to in that you've seen scattered in like Oakshire and Ironbroach and whatnot right there. But after it almost takes no time to a good like 15 minutes, but you arrive at this area to the southwest of the town, and you disembark. And so yeah, you see the Tavern Row, the Blue Rose Theater, and kind of leading out is the ramshackle huts of the slums.
Kind of curious about the theater, but we got more important things to do. You see Nicholas taking a few deep breaths as he sort of composes himself. All right, let's go.
Dante nods and barks also.
All right, roll a d6 for me, both of you.
Oh boy, here we go.
The two worst luck people. Oh my
5
gosh.
and 3.
All right. So yeah, big departure from like kind of the pristine city, Dante, is you are in a area with kind of ramshackle, closed together, claustrophobic little dwellings that seem to constitute as homes. There are several Pokemon that look very destitute as you walk through this more squalor area and squalor and poverty. One of you roll a d4.
All right.
Roll it, or should I?
I was already on it.
Okay.
1.
Okay, it's the one I wanted you to get.
Oh boy.
Okay. And there seems to be a protest going on. You see, as you walk through these very dirty streets, you see a strange sight. There are 2 Salandit. One is has a stick, and he's waving a scroll covered in chicken scratch drawings of what looks to be a hamster and a 5-headed dragon. And he's saying, "Hear ye! The end of the world is upon us! The stars have spoken! The great space hamster shall descend, and none shall escape its squeaky wrath!" And the other one, who is dressed in looks like a miniature dragon costume, but like 2 of his hands are like these heads. 2 are heads of the dragon, while there's 2 sticking out of his shoulders, and one is kind of like eating his main head. And he's flailing all 5 of them, saying, "Yes, but fear not, for salvation is nigh. It's been foresawed, yes, foresawed by ancient Salandit prophecy. The 5-headed dragon mummy, our glorious goddess, will descend from her fiery throne and smite the hamster. Beast, smite it, I say." And the other one says, "And when the hamster falls, she shall take her rightful place in the city, then the world, and then she will turn us all into gods. Real gods, big wings, sharp claws, fire breath, but it doesn't actually set us on fire. And everyone's just kind of ignoring them as walking past.
Nicholas is just like, oh gosh, what in the world? Hey,
And one points at you, Dante. You there, you mock now, but when we're all soaring through the skies with majestic wings, you'll regret it. I am High Seer Meepo. I sawed a lot, and tomorrow the end of the world shall happen, or today time is very hard.
Dante's just kind of got a hand like against his forehead, looking at these two, just entirely flabbergasted.
Are you a hamster sympathizer? If you aid the hamster, you will be the first to be smoted.
I don't.
Nick. After just witnessing this, Nicholas is gonna do what everyone else is doing and just walk past him.
No. Yeah. Someone throws like a loaf of stale bread at High Seer Meepo, and he begins like grabbing it and just eating it.
Dante takes the opportunity to just kind of walk past.
And yeah, as you walk past him, you just hear this. You'll see, when the hamster falls and we rise, we'll remember who listened and who did not.
After getting out of earshot of those two, he's just gonna look to Nicholas. Is this a common thing out here in this part of Limhausen?
I wouldn't exactly say the hamster god and the five-headed dragon is, but when you're out here, you kind of make your own entertainment. And I guess they decided to choose starting their own cult as their entertainment or something like that.
That's entertainment.
I don't know.
Both of you can do a history check.
All right.
Do you have anything higher than a +3?
I have +2, so no.
Okay, so I guess I'm guiding myself then.
Oh, dirty 20.
Oh, yeah, better than I did. I only got 16.
So you would probably know those Salandits. They're actually pretty common around here. The thing about their society is they're matriarchal, but female Salandits are very, very rare to be born. And despite these guys being very ingenious with tinkering and they devolve into stupidity when there isn't someone to lead them. And but it's kind of like they're easily manipulated, so some people take advantage of them. And someone might have put this into their heads is what happened. Like, they didn't just come up with this on their own. Someone... Either they got this idea from someone and completely misinterpreted it, but they must have got it from somewhere.
Okay.
But
With this
some of them are in the city, and they're kind of ingenious tinkerers.
Okay. Yeah, with this information, Nicholas says, well, the normal Salandits are pretty much genius tinkerers. These ones must be without a matriarch and something planted in their head or something, maybe. Or maybe they saw a play and thought it was real. It's hard to say. They got the idea from somewhere, though where they got it from, beyond me. If you want to go back and inquire further, you sure as heck can, but
I'm not so sure about that. Considering, well, if someone was able to put an idea in their head that easily, what's saying I might do worse?
mm, fair enough. If everyone else is here is ignoring it, then I don't think it's really worth giving it the time of day myself.
Still, somewhat of a shame that they've probably worked themselves up this badly over that.
Uh, you aren't wrong, but well, you can already see from just the slum life itself that we've got larger problems to worry about. Can't exactly solve every problem in the world.
Yeah, he just kind of looks back and
Yeah, you see a Meepo like flailing around in this, and the costume was really just. It wasn't a very good one. It was just like socks for one of the heads, and
Yeah, I had a feeling. I was imagining like just the very ramshackle costume.
yeah. And what do you do from there?
We're continuing on to Nicholas's grandparents' house.
All right. Yeah. So you begin the river kind of leads into here a little bit, where most of the slums get their water. In fact, you see some of the citizens of the slums just scooping up buckets of water in this river, and it's not very clean by comparison, but you still boil it and you could drink it. But
at least it's not Iron Broach's.
yeah, chemical oil polluted one. And yeah, Dante, I'll have you do another history check.
Right.
Or no, just a straight up intelligence check.
Dream.
Oh,
Oh boy.
it's I can't. That's not exactly a good mod. At least I have guidance. Oh dear. That's what I was
Yeah.
expecting. That's a 7.
Yeah, it's fine. Nicholas leads you through this area in the slums by a well, and you eventually get to this nothing really stands out here, but you're kind of at another one of these crap shacks that is a home. And Nicholas, this is your home.
Nicholas takes another deep breath. He looks at it and walks up to the door and knocks on it.
Yeah. You knock on the door, and after a few moments, the sound of footsteps leads to the door. And Dante, you see an elderly Meowscarada answer the door, female one. And she eyes up Nicholas and for a few moments, and she says to him, "Oh, Nicholas, you're back!" And she gives him a hug.
Hey, Grandma. It's nice to see you too.
And she regards you and looks to your side and sees Dante and who is this? Is this a friend of yours?
Uh, Something like that. This is Dante. We met in Iron Broach, and we've been sort of traveling together for a bit.
Well, there's a few more than just me, but yes. It's honestly quite a bit of a story at this point.
She looks at your robes, Dante, and says, "Aren't you from the church?"
Uh, well, I'm not from around here in Loomhalson specifically, but if you mean one of, that'd be from the Mortal Wing, yes.
Yes, the cemetery to the southeast. And Nicholas, you now know she's talking about that.
So, no, much further than that.
Oh,
In fact, well, I'm more from even past Ironbroach all the way out in Helmfirth.
well, do you wish to come in?
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, there's something I want to talk to you guys about. So if you wouldn't mind, and I'd prefer not to talk it out while standing in front of your doorstep, obviously. So if you wouldn't mind letting us in.
Oh, certainly, certainly. Uh, uh, your grandfather has some good news too. Come in, come in. And you're brought into this very kind of claustrophobic dwelling, Dante, where it just seems like it's almost like there's a room and it's almost like a kitchen, but then there's just two rooms off to the side, but they look more like closets.
Even compared to something like Helmfirth, the size of the place here is just
Naughty, like your place in Helmfirth, like was actually a dwelling. Like it was maybe small, but this is barely living standards. Yeah. But there is a table with kind of these rickety old stools you can sit on, and your grandfather also seems to be there reading a paper, and he says to you, "Oh, Nicky boy, what brings you back?"
Well, I've got a bit of business in Loomhausen, so first off, I thought I'd come to check on you two while I was in the area, and there's also something I want to tell you.
Well, you have impeccable timing because, well, I got some good news for you. And your grandmother
Nicholas,
goes over to your grandfather and says, "Your grandfather got a job with the Ditherium Corporation."
Nicholas was worried about that. Like he was smiling, but when his grandmother first mentioned news, he had a distinct worry about that, and hearing that, his smile faded bit, and he says, job with the Ditheria Corp? Uh, how that happened?"
Well, they've been searching the slums for the less fortunate to have for more or less entry level jobs to get paid. They seem to be under they seem to be looking for give the less fortunate a job with them expanding so much. And well, I was chosen. Isn't that great?
I mean, it would be, but Nicholas looks around and gives a sign. He says, "Listen, you know about the rumors and stuff, right?"
Yes, well, those are just, that's all they are. It's just rumors.
I thought so too, but after Timmy died, I've been around doing some work investigating what happened to him, and I think the reason why he died was because he found something about the Deuterium Corporation that people didn't want him knowing.
Timmy died from those awful crows. It was not the Deuterium Corporation.
Yes, but when I was there, when he because I he was going to give me a job there, but he was worried about something, told me to meet up with him, and then that's when the murder got to him. I think the murderer might be working with the Deuterium Corporation.
Your grandfather says, but don't they put those criminals behind bars? They built the prison.
They do, but they keep getting out. In fact, we met some of the murder in Ironbroach, and despite knowing that they were getting sent to the prison, they had full confidence they would get out again. I'm pretty sure in some way, shape, or form, and probably not outwardly, but I'm certain the murderer and the Ethereum Corporation have some sort of connection.
But this
That
job could turn our lives around.
it could, but it could also turn things for the worse. They've we've heard another rumor on our way here of students at Loomhausen University have gone missing. And I know we've heard rumors of people in the slums just suddenly moving away or suddenly just disappearing with nobody knowing. Grandpa, I don't think you should take this job, and in fact, we're here to get you out of Loomhausen.
What does your friend know about this?
I don't remember how much of this conversation was actually mentioned. Because a lot of this I remember was actually between Proteus and Nicholas.
Well, I guess you know about the murder not being worried about getting sent to prison and stuff like that because you were there for that interrogation.
Right, but I'm trying to remember if you guys actually told
Well,
Dante and Malcolm
You
about
also
the
you know about the students disappearing too because Estelle mentioned that.
yeah.
you're also kind of like Estelle has you on this mission because she suspects this.
Yeah, I just there were certain parts about this that I'm trying to remember, like because the entire like last
Well,
session where
Estelle's are less about the they're more about them tampering with
yeah.
stuff outside their understanding, but less about
I
the
mean, that's
corruption.
well, as I understand it, there's a decent number of reasons to actually worry about Ethereum. Just a good amount of work before even getting here was kind of involving concerns with them, and given our our run-ins with the murder on the way here, yeah, I can confirm they were not at all worried about being sent here for the prisons. If they'd get locked up and still said they would confidence be getting out. It's, He just kind of looks back to Nicholas.
Listen, Grandpa, Loomhausen, it's becoming dangerous, and I'm planning on fighting against that danger. I want to make sure nothing like what happened to Timmy ever happens again. But if I'm going to be fighting against that danger, and if you guys are here, they might try to use you to get me to stop. And I don't want you guys to be put in danger because I'm trying to stop them from hurting other people.
Do
That's why I need you guys out of this city.
a persuasion roll.
Alrighty.
I can.
Yeah, you can.
Okay. Can I have the reroll?
Oh dear.
Not one.
Well,
The
it
nat
was a
one was
4. The one
yeah.
with the guidance.
I mean,
Sorry.
I don't think you'll need it. I'm sure that you can eventually corral them one way or another.
I mean, I think I need it.
I'd give it to him personally.
And it's a
I'm like,
fire,
all right,
but,
go ahead and use it, but I think you're gonna need it soon.
Okay. I'm using it. There we are, 28. Much better.
They say to you, well, now that you mention it, the disappearances do seem rather strange. But what would you have us do? We have a hard enough time making ends meet here in the less fortunate part of town. Where would we go to avoid the city?
We met a group trying to survive outside of the city, a group of Pokemon who either learned from themselves just what dangers are in Loomhausen or otherwise just took in people who had no other place to go. I went to their place. They're not exactly the best, but I noticed when I was with their camp that take care of they take care of their children and they have elderly there to help out with them. So long as you can sort of help cook or help knit sweaters because it's getting cold, they'll hopefully be willing to take you in. And their leader, from what I've heard, I haven't met the guy myself, but their leader seems to be believes in the Hell Flames teachings for what that's worth. It won't be, I doubt it'll be a strictly comfortable life, but it won't exactly be any worse than being here at the very least.
Roll a persuasion once again.
Oh boy.
oh dear.
Plus guidance.
I can.
It seems a little weird. You're just kind of interjecting guidances, so I was going to say no for now.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's fair.
I will say like 1. It was good enough, but yeah.
That's entirely fair. 13. Oh my gosh, Dice, why do you do this to me?
Where they say to you, where willing to do this if you truly think it isn't safe for us, but we don't want you fighting against the city.
It's not the entire city at the very least, or at least
Yes, it
I'm not
is
sure.
the entire city.
Oh, right,
These
the
guys
corporation
run the
is
city pretty much.
right. Right, let me retract that. It's see, the thing is, I'm not alone in this. I have Dante, and there are two others that are with us that are going to help me, and if I don't do this, then who will?
They look to you, Dante, and say, "You, a Pokemon of the clergy, wish to oppose the city?"
It's not exactly like we're trying to take on an all-out war, but given what I've learned, there were some genuine concerns that have come up, and admittedly, I was surprised when I first got wrapped up in all this, but it's such a long story. We've well, what we've learned of the Ethereum Corp is just trying to think how to word this. Apologies, I'm a little like twisted up with old memories and trying to think back.
Well, is this something you intend to do? Our grandson seems to be adamant on taking on the a corporation that runs this city. Is that something you're willing to put your reputation, the reputation of your clergy, on the line for?
He has to actually kind of stop for a moment, given the situation, and
But even your friend can't come up with an answer, Nicholas, so this is just something you should not do. You've convinced us, yes, maybe we shouldn't take that job, but I don't think we want to move out into the middle of nowhere, and heaven forbid you take on this corporation. Because if you are trying to suggest these rumors are true, the ones protesting disappear. What will happen to those who directly oppose them?
I've already I've already planned and prepared, but it has to be done. Do you just want me to sit around and let more people disappear? Let more people like Timmy lose their lives, or let more people like me just watch as their friends' lives fade away, being unable to stop it or save them? I can't just sit around and let that happen. And I'm not the only, and even if Dante doesn't have an answer, there are two others here. I know there's a Zora, or not, there's a Stantler named Proteus who's also here, and a Wooloo named Malcolm. Both of them, I'm sure, will help me without hesitation, and neither of them are tied to the clergy. So this is just, I have to do this. I can't not do this. I can't just sit around and let more lives turn out like mine did.
And you want us to live with outlaws?
I know that's a hard ask. I'm well aware that's not easy, but I tested their morals. They're not killers like the murder. They're not, they're just trying to survive. And like I said, they may be outlaws, but they take care of their young. The children there are well taken care of, well fed. They're even making them little scarves and blankets in order to help make sure they're gonna stay safe. It's not the best life, but you'll be safe with them at the very least. And that's the most important thing to me.
You'd understand we'd be giving up everything we have, and that's not much by doing this.
Yeah, I understand. But it's I can't lose you guys like I can't lose you guys like I lost Timmy.
Okay. We're going to do one last persuasion roll. You've succeeded one, you've failed one. This is the determining one.
Oh boy. Please, dice, don't be mean. 18.
I'm not adamant to leave the city. But if this is what you want to do, Nicholas, well, there's nothing we can do to stop you, is there?
No, even if you guys did stay, like I said, I can't, I can't just leave this be. So even if you did stay, I'd still be going against the Deuterium Corporation.
Well, if we are, we need a day to pack.
I understand.
And, like, even though this is a small, there's, like, sentimental things that, around the place, like small pictures and jewelry and stuff like that, that, like, it's not just empty, so, like, they would need to pack.
Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow morning, when would you plan on taking us?
Tomorrow morning's fine. We'll meet up with the rest of our group and we'll begin escorting you off to there. Safety in numbers and all that.
Okay, well, I hope you're right about us living with these people on the road. We're giving up our home, and it might not be a spectacular one, but it is our home nonetheless to do this.
I understand. Even if it was a small place, I grew up here. When mom and dad were gone, you guys took me in here and it was my home for 18 years of my life too. It isn't easy for me to say goodbye to it either, but it's what needs to be done.
Very well, then we'll pack today or tonight. We'll be ready in the morning.
All
They
right.
don't,
We'll
they
meet.
don't they
Sure.
don't seem like thrilled about this, but they're not they don't seem to be spurning you either. They don't have it. Do an insight check.
All right.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah, it just seems like they're not very thrilled about this.
Thanks, Grandma, Grandpa. We'll meet you in the morning.
And are you guys just gonna leave?
Yeah.
Before we do that, Dante's just going to look to the two of them. And look, I know this is sudden, but perhaps he actually reaches into his backpack and he pulls out 100 gold and looks at them and says, if there's anything maybe you two would want to find out in the city that could make this entire thing more comfortable. I know this is a sudden thing, but
Oh,
even with my own answers not being as great as they perhaps were for either of you, I think it's. I mean, yes, Nicholas has very good reason to want to get you out of here, and I'm going to stand by him with that. So if I can make this any more comfortable for the both of you, then let me do that.
well,
And he offers them the 100 gold.
oh, bless your heart, young man. I don't know what to say. Um, they take it and they give you a hug.
He's a little surprised at that, but he does smile and just looks back to Nicholas.
Well,
Nick,
if this can be this, well, we should be able to buy some food before. Well, supplies if we're gonna live out there. Thank you.
Of course.
Dante, roll 2d6.
Oh. Six.
You get 4 luck points. All right. And they were kind of enjoying a coffee before you got in here, or a tea. Yeah, a tea. Leaf extract, and they seem to be getting ready to pack up what little belongings they have. Well, we'll see you
You need-
tomorrow.
all right. Do you need me to help pack, or are you guys going to be fine on your own?
Oh, there's not much. We'll be fine on our own.
All right. See you tomorrow then.
And you two leave the abode.
Yeah. As Nicholas leaves, he gives a very long sigh, and he says, "Well, I knew that was going to be a bit of an ask, but that was rough."
I don't know how I was supposed to answer with what we know, and
Yeah,
I know I probably made that harder on you than I needed it to.
listen, man, I knew this was going to be a hard ask for them both, regardless. So it ain't exactly surprising to me.
Thing is, if I had told them the situation with Deuterium Corp and what we've heard from, well, Cell, and they would have considered me insane, and that would have just made it even worse.
Yeah, that and there's some information that's best not to know. It
I just hope they'll at least be able to find some amenities and comforts before tomorrow.
Yeah, I hope so too. But we did what we could for now, so let's try and meet up with the others and figure out what we're going to do for tonight.
Where do you plan to go?
That's a good question. We don't know they're going to meet us.
We said we were going to meet by the. I guess that means we're heading back to the lightning rail because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in the distance, you hear. And now High Sorcerer Kippers will do the reenactment of the Space Hamster!
Well, for the love of.
Or foractment. I don't know. Time is hard. Alright. And so we're going to cut to Proteus and Malcolm on the lightning rail. So, again, this is a very comfortable ride. Malcolm, this is very similar to when you were in Iron Broach, except it's a lot quieter and a lot smoother as you're kind of on this elevated view of the city as you see all the landmarks as you pass by.
He's got his face smushed up against the window.
You have a window seat.
And he says to Proteus, "When's the tournament?"
Now, Malcolm, that is not a guarantee with the train.
But we're on a train. There's gonna be a tournament, right?
No.
But there was a tournament last time.
Yeah, it also rained one of the days that we were traveling. It doesn't rain every day.
Pouty sheep.
Yeah, so as you kind of go by, the lightning rail stops there. And you, I guess you can kind of see the prison. And you kind of got a good view of the harbor as you go over it. You staying on still?
Yeah.
I will have you both do perception checks.
Okay. That's always what you want to hear. 18.
5.
Malcolm, there's like a button on the underneath the seat you're in.
What's this button do? He's pressing it.
Oh no, it's like a button, like for a sweater or something.
Oh, that kind of button. Okay.
Proteus, as you go past here, you notice the apothecary and artificer outpost as you go past there, like kind of the familiar building. And yeah, you see this large, kind of pristine blue building right here that has this kind of large, almost cathedral-like doors, but does not look like a holy place. And you see the Deuterium Corporation headquarters, which towers among everything. It's the biggest building in the city, it seems. And nothing's really happening in the Tavern Row yet, since it's still kind of afternoon. But the lightning rail arrives at here, and you see the ramshackle houses of the slums.
All right, well, this is where we're going to get off and see if we can find them, question mark.
Okay, so are you gonna, you get off, you're kind of like right here. Where would you like to go from here?
Um, I mean, I guess we would kind of have to stay near the lightning rail. Maybe I might investigate the waterfront just to see if how does it differ from the last city we were in, if there might be some possible entrances that murder might have. Just do recon in the meantime while they may or may not bring grandparents this way.
Okay, you so like where are you gonna go?
Sounds like he just wants to like hang out near the little canal.
Okay.
Yeah, just near the lightning rail. Because
Uh,
we can't stay too far from it.
so you just kind of want to stick around by it then?
Yeah, because we're seeing if we can meet them here or not.
All right. So you guys kind of took 5 hours. Well, there might have taken 2. So it depends like where you guys would have decided to go after you were done at the grandparents. So like, where realistically would you go?
Well, since we learned that we don't know of the gazebo, we probably would have taken the lightning rail and, like, I guess went back to the entrance of town.
What?
I think we would have went back to the entrance of town or went to the marketplace. I think would realistically be the 2 places we would have gone.
Oh dear.
Okay, you would have gone to the marketplace?
Oh no, he just said that.
It would either be that, or we would have gone. I would have thought we might have gone to like Tavern Row or something, because we would have tried to find a place afterwards.
All
Yeah.
right, yeah. Actually, yeah, that would make sense to sort of find some lodgings. Actually,
Yeah, you could definitely find a place to stay in Tavern Row.
so yeah, that's probably what we would have done. Is we probably would have went to Tavern Road, perused around to try and find lodgings.
All right. It would be a collective 10 gold for a room.
Okay.
But yeah, still there's Proteus and just to put it into perspective, Proteus and Malcolm are still walking there right now.
Yeah.
Right. We've effectively just kind of gotten things early. I'll just front the 10 gold to start with, though.
All right.
Okay.
All right. And what would you just stay in there, or what would you do?
That's the tough part because of the way that I'm trying to think. Like, gosh, we really didn't come up with a solution to this, did we?
No.
I could have.
No,
He did
and
not say where
and-
we were meeting before we left at all. No.
and damn, I'm,
I knew
I'm
this
gonna
was
play
gonna
it.
happen.
I
I
mean-
knew this was gonna happen, but I'm not playing Sabrina, so Malcolm doesn't think that far ahead.
I was just like, we'll meet where we started.
I guess. Yeah. No, we either go. We either go to the marketplace or we go to the entrance. I think because those would be the logical places to meet up. So
Well, which one are you gonna go to?
Hours there and back. Unless we take the rail.
I guess time to roll a D2. 1 is marketplace, 2 is entrance.
There's like one very obtuse way that I think you could quickly find each other. I'm not going to say it until like the end of the session.
I mean,
I can
there
use-
is the other thing of I want to go to the theater, and I might do that anyway. Honestly,
Okay. Well, let's see where these two are going.
All right.
I'm looking for my options right now.
Yeah, just let me quickly look. See if I can figure out that two-way, but
Hire a sky right person.
Genuinely looking to see if I have anything that works.
I could create loud boom, but actually, I don't even think loud boom would.
No.
The city is going to be that big. You're just going to disturb the peace.
Yeah. So yeah, it wouldn't be a loud boom.
I mean, I think you have a locate object.
Could we use our dream spells?
Well, you'd have
What
someone would have to be asleep.
I mean, we gotta sleep sometime.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I can't think of any way. So, all right, let's see what the dice think. 2, we're going to the entrance.
Okay. Yeah. Are you taking the lightning rail?
Yeah.
That'll be 5 more gold, please.
Oh boy.
All right. So you are heading back to the entrance. And even when you get there, Malcolm and Dante are still walking there.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll go forward in time, and Malcolm and Dante or Malcolm and Proteus are there right now. Just waiting.
Yeah. And
oh man,
again,
Proteus.
the waterway here is like nicer. Like I can actually see through it, so
Yeah.
there's no birds down there probably.
No, it's more of like a river that just runs through the town.
Proteus,
Yes.
we don't know where they are, do we?
Technically we do, but I don't know why I have that feeling.
We're never gonna see them again.
Yeah, this is kind of a culture shock for you, Malcolm. This place is massive.
Oh, we'll definitely see them again. The biggest thing is that we don't know where in the slums they went, so we can't check with anything or anyone. Though, we have 2 options available to us, which is go to a landmark, which a good one would be the theater, or go back where we started.
Malcolm just looks scared.
Yeah, what time of day is it at this point now is the real question.
It would be it would be like 2 or 3 p.m. right now.
Am I able to find a flyer to see like when the next like showing at the theater is?
Do an investigation check as you just try to look for a paper on the ground.
Let's see, investigation. 22.
You find a newsstand actually, and you go through the papers, and it actually you find an advertisement for this theater that has been kind of it's well, you just see an advertisement, and it kind of shocks you when you see this advertisement, because you see this kind of a very movie poster-esque advertisement for a show called Petals of Eternity, and kind of the marquee image is a roserade with the same sickly green eyes as Hemlock was when his disguise, except it's a female one, and there is in this poster she's kind of encompassing it, like taking up like a good part of the advertisement, but there at the bottom there's kind of a heroic looking Jolteon, and there is what seems to be a war between two groups of Pokemon. One seems to be all ice Pokemon, and the other seems to be all grass Pokemon. And they're kind of like, it's that shot of them running together but not actually clashing at the bottom. It says Petals of Eternity in production. Giovanni Bordella production.
Okay, so it just says it's in production, does not say if anything is being produced.
It just says it's being produced.
Okay, so that's a fairly decent way of saying that the theater would not be open right now. So
what that just means is they're kind of making the show right now. It doesn't necessarily mean it's the theater's not open. They might be showing something else.
yeah. I'll probably go back to square one plan,
Okay.
since it doesn't seem like that particular play is playing right now.
And it also probably wouldn't be a good idea for her to see her brother's scales all over Malcolm.
All right. So
Nah.
so you want to go back to the entrance?
Yeah. To whence we came.
All right. That will be 5 gold, please, for both of you.
Got it.
All right. So how long would Nicholas and Dante be waiting there? You would have to be waiting there a good 4 hours.
I mean,
Well, a little less than that, actually. Yeah, more. It'd be like 3.5, 2.5
I've-
hours.
Having to deal with the travel there and
Yeah.
back and all that.
I feel like what I see is like, I think we're probably not dumb enough to just run around trying to constantly find each other. At least Nicholas is probably smart enough not to just go running around. So I'd say unless it starts getting like late evening is when Nicholas would start wondering where the heck they are.
All right. So you guys wait by the place where you split up for about almost 3 hours until eventually you see the familiar white fluff start descending the train platform.
It's more like he jumps off the platform.
Jumps down all the stairs.
And yeah, you would be reunited.
Dante,
geez.
Gordon, we found you! We were lost, it was so scary!
I mean, we knew where we were, so we weren't lost.
We were lost!
Alright, he was lost. He's probably still lost.
Am I lost? I don't know where I am, guys! It's big here! Where's the grass?
There is like kind of an intersection where there's some like grass growing out of around a signpost.
He goes and eats it.
As you eat it, there's something wrong with this grass, and
Oh no.
It's AstroTurf!
Malcolm starts crying.
Oh my gosh.
doesn't break up in your mouth properly.
He spits it out. He's like, the grass is wrong. There was no grass in Ironbroach, and now the grass is wrong here. Is it grass? It looks like grass. Is this the rock I ate?
Dante's gonna walk over to Malcolm and actually just feel this grass that he's next to.
Yeah, it's not real grass.
It's not the rock you ate, Malcolm. It's just not real grass.
Not real grass? Why would someone make fake grass?
So it looks nice.
But it doesn't taste nice.
Well, you can have it look nice and taste bad, or you can have it look bad and taste bad, like in Ironbroach.
But the grass on the way here tasted fine. Why can't they use that grass?
Because it doesn't grow here.
It doesn't?
Nope.
Why?
Because buildings grow here.
He looks up at the building. He says, these must be really old buildings.
Yeah, they are.
Oh, it's just watching this me.
I mean, Malcolm's not wrong.
You're putting
And
these ideas in his head again.
Where are the seeds?
As you can see, the Slandon aren't the only ones easily manipulated. In any case, so news will be doing the transportation tomorrow. So for now, we got ourselves a stay at the tavern.
So we're staying here. We weren't able to get out ASAP.
It's hard enough getting him. It was hard enough asking him to get out in the first place. The ASAP part is probably too much. The slums don't have much, but it does have some things.
Wanted to pack up what they could.
Fair enough.
So yeah, we'll meet them tomorrow morning, take them out, and then we can get back here and do our job.
Now, now that we have time, the real question becomes, what do we want to spend it on? There's some missing infrastructure we can look at. We could check into the university and set that up, or we can go to the theater and see what's happening there.
I don't think checking into the university right now is exactly a good idea. We might not be able to get out. What do you mean by missing infrastructure?
Well, there was an old gazebo that I used to know that has been torn out, and they just left a giant hole there.
Without
I assume
replacing or anything.
Yep, they did not plant a building seed in its place.
Stop
I
putting ideas in
assume
Malcolm's head.
Malcolm's
Nicholas
going to
has.
Malcolm's going to dream of growing buildings tonight.
Oh my gosh. I assume Nicholas has no idea about this.
Yes, you would know because it's like kind of in front of City Hall and the university. There was a gazebo there.
And knew about that gazebo. I didn't know it just was gone now. I don't know if we have much to glean about that for time being, though. I'd say we should probably check in our room, make sure we get all our belongings straight, and then I guess we could check the theater out. Though he motions to Malcolm and what he's wearing, and he says, "We're going to the theater. We may want Malcolm to be not dressed like that. It's not very theatery."
But it jingles.
Dante's just gonna
You
message
can.
Malcolm, so it's quiet. It may jingle, but the problem is, well, Hemlock's sister might instantly recognize it.
Oh yeah, that wouldn't be very nice. And he's saying this out loud. So he's gonna take it off and put it away.
Yeah. So you shove it into your bag, and you're just kind of a white fluff now.
White fluff, yeah. Roving petting zoo.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, we may as well. Suppose we may as well do that while we're here and to get a start on seeing what that's all about. I think that's probably about the only thing we can really do before tomorrow.
How accurate is that statement?
How accurate is what statement?
That we can only visit the theater before running out of time for the day.
It would take about half an hour to get there, so that would probably be around 3:30 to get to there. It'd probably take. You'd probably reach Tavern Row. Like realistically, yeah, unless you want to get into the nightlife. This is probably one of the last things you do. Like you could still explore during night, but like you'd get to you'd be around this area at 5 p.m.
Yeah, because on the way we could go pay the museum a visit.
That you would need to disembark, look at the museum, pay to get inside, and yeah.
Do you want to hemorrhage that much money, Mr. I don't have a lot?
Depends on how expensive the museum is.
Oh my god.
Wait, is like the Expedition Society and the museum like conjoined or
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I'd have to know how expensive the fare is for that. Is there like a visitor center near this place? where I can get like the pamphlet of all the POIs and tourist traps?
Uh, not where
Yeah.
you are right now.
That is surprising, for it is near an entrance.
It's a city, not a theme park.
City, when if the city's big enough, it can have them near the entrance.
I'm not exactly a big city person, but I've never visited a city where they have a giant sideboard saying, "This is all of our attractions. Come
No,
Yeah,
see, and here's all their prices."
visitor centers is what
I-
they have.
I do live near a big city, and what they do is they have a whole bunch of signs on the outskirts of the city advertising
Yeah,
things.
that's
But
usually
that's
how
about
it
it.
is.
I'm just thinking like, oh, we entered the city and we missed the info kiosk. And now we're
Right.
those poor guests that are going, I'm lost, I can't find.
Okay, so I think we should just head over towards the tavern area.
Okay.
Because
Oh,
we're
yeah.
bleeding money on the lightning rail.
Yeah,
Yes,
that's the
you are.
other thing is we're bleeding money on the lightning rail. So we'd be bleeding money on the lightning rail, bleeding money on the museum, bleeding money on the lightning rail again.
And then
And
we've got to bleed money on the lightning rail tomorrow, getting his grandparents out of town.
Nah, we just go on this road and say forget about
Yeah,
it.
it might honestly.
yeah, we probably won't lightning rail tomorrow, but
In any case,
yeah,
Malcolm
I
doesn't
think
care. Malcolm doesn't care about spending the yellow rocks, but Quill does. So
yeah, no, unless Proteus wants to go off on his own, I think we're just gonna go to the theater.
He's definitely not going to leave you alone to go to the theater.
Do you want to split the
All right.
party again?
No.
Please,
No.
I
let's
mean,
not.
I would if the theater was on the way to the museum and not the other way around.
all right, so we're going to the theater.
All right.
Yeah.
So
We'll have time to go visit that later.
yeah, I need
Yeah, we're
a
gonna have plenty of time in the city probably after this.
I need a collective 20 gold from all of you to ride the lightning rail again.
So,
Jeez,
All right.
how much
Proteus,
money
how much-
have they made off you guys today?
15.
but you have how much left, Proteus? 15?
No, they ate $15 off of me so far.
Why don't we just get a season pass?
Yeah.
Well, it's too late. We're on the you spent 5 gold train right now.
Yeah.
There's another 5.
Yeah. So
They might have some like student thing for that, so we'll have to learn about that later.
Oh,
Yeah, maybe the real thing we should have done is go to the university.
Two more times we get a free ice cream.
that's how public transit works.
It is in Malcolm's dreams.
All right.
Yes, well, Malcolm is about to dream of growing buildings, so
Hey, if we
It's
take the
wonderful.
faster
Okay,
light
let's
rail,
go.
it will be.
yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So once again, you hop on the lightning rail. Dante and Nicholas, you did not take this one before. Well, you did take it this way. You're now taking it the other way, and you arrive back from whence you came, or a lot of you once you came back in this district. The
We really should have established a meeting point so we didn't have to pay so much for this.
Meeting time. Meeting time was the problem.
Yep.
Here now, let's check out the theater.
All right. So making your way to the theater, it hits about 5 p.m. as you were inside this large building. It's a very blue and turquoise and cerulean go up the sides of it.
Malcolm likes the color, so he's going to lick the wall.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my gosh.
It does not taste like blue raspberry, but it actually tastes like not good. It tastes
Probably
like stones.
tastes a little bit. It tastes a little bit like that rock he ate.
Yeah.
Did oxidized copper or something?
It does have like bronze and brass decals throughout it. But the majority, it is blue, and above it says the Blue Rose Theater. There are these large, almost cathedral-like doors that go up these steps.
All right. Well, we're going into the front door.
Yep.
All right. As you enter the theater, you are in this large foyer with a fountain in the middle. There are steps. The carpet is also blue, and it wraps around and goes up to what seems to be going to the balcony area, or catwalk maybe, for the main auditorium. But there's also just kind of a hall that leads, what you presume, into a large theater area, auditorium, where the stage is.
Sorry, go on.
There doesn't appear to be. There's no one here in like the entrance.
All right. Well, Malcolm's wool is all frizzy now from all the static electricity from rolling on a carpet.
Why did he roll along the carpet?
He's a
Roll.
Wooloo. They roll.
You have 4 legs that aren't broken.
Where is everyone?
Back when I was around here, wasn't exactly the most popular joint.
Is there anything around that would suggest there's even any showings right now?
You can do a perception check.
Right. 11. 21.
You hear sounds coming from the hallway in front of you. It sounds like kind of an excited, boisterous voice.
All right. That's a good sound to hear. Let's go that way.
All right.
As you go into the main theater area, this is a very large venue. There are several seats on the ground floor, and there's several balcony seats too, like scattered throughout the top. And there is a massive stage on the in front of you. This looks like more like a proper stage. Like the theme of blue is not here anymore. There's a large red curtain that would fall down to when a scene ends in the play or the show. There seems to be several props being set up by several fighting Pokemon, just setting up these almost cardboard cutouts, but practical sets being kind of constructed. And you see 3 figures on the stage, and the source of the boisterous voice is coming from a Rowlet. The 2 others are 2 you saw, Proteus. One is a Roserade, the other is a Jolteon. Kind of seem to be in discussion with this guy.
All right. Can I tell if their discussion is mostly rehearsal related things or more casual?
Give an insight check. Just to detect the tone.
All right. No.
It's just kind of murmurs right now. You'd have to get closer.
Is there a slope down to that area? Is this like an amphitheater where it's kind of like got those sloped
Yes.
aisles between the chairs? Malcolm's gonna roll down.
Oh my gosh, of course he is.
Oh, no.
So when you're trying to suss out this situation, you just hear this rolling sound, and then when you look over to your left, you just see this white ball like rolling down the slope towards the theater. And there's an area too that kind of like where presumably a band like the music plays.
Choir pit.
Yeah. So he would not roll onto stage. He would probably be stopped there, but that's when they all turn around.
Gonna have to run after the sheep either way.
Dear.
Yeah, they're probably turning around as we're all running after Malcolm.
And that's when the Rowlet kind of all he has he's all primly pampered up. He has like he has actually a real little bow tie on him, and he has like a fake little toupee on his head. And he looks over to see Malcolm kind of smash into the the barricade to the choir pit.
Thump.
And the Roserade and Jolteon do so too. But the Roserade looks in surprise for a second and sees the rest of you. And she kind of narrows her eyes at you. And has that kind of that open mouth smile as she stares at you. But the Rowlet is like, "What are you doing in here? No civilians allowed at all. This is a professional production we are trying to conduct here."
Again! And he starts climbing back up to the top of
No,
the line.
Malcolm, please don't.
Sorry about that. Name's Gorvin. I was curious because I heard about the new production happening here, so I came to check out the theater and see how things were looking.
Admittedly,
So-
we were looking more to see if there was anything even being done currently, but
Yeah, I'm honestly surprised because while I was on my travels, I heard about an Iron Brooch, and I remember this theater was running into hard times. So seeing a poster all the way in Iron Brooch for the theater made me curious what was happening.
Wait a second. You've traveled here all the way from Ironbroach?
Yeah.
Oh, très magnifique. Oh, did you hear that, everyone? We've got confident advertising. Yeah, we do, says the Roserade. So what drew you to the theater?
Well, the attraction. Partially wanting to have a chat with our leading lady here. We had wondered if we could ask her a couple questions.
Oh, well, I must protest against that. We can't have her getting a cold or getting sick. No, Giovanni. They're obviously super fans. I'll gladly talk to them. I mean, it's not like they're gonna kill me or anything, right? Right?
No, of course not. Nothing like that.
Well, that's certainly an out of nowhere sorry, that's certainly a morbid joke, but yeah, I don't think we exactly look like assassins here, so
Well, I must ask you, will you come to see Petals of Eternity? We need all the seats to be filled.
Can I eat the petals?
No, you boorish brute! This is an adaptation of a famous play from the Grass Kingdom.
I don't know then. I mean, You gotta give snacks, right?
Would I know about the story it's being adapted from?
Do a history check. If you are proficient in history.
I am both proficient in history and have grass language.
Okay, then yeah, I'll definitely let you make it.
Just him or anyone with the history proficiency.
Yeah.
19.
So Petals of Eternity is sort of a timeless tale from the Grass Kingdom of Mirabilis of a princess named Lysandra, who is struck by a illness that drains her life away, where she waits for her betrothed Sir Calith, the bravest knight in the land, as he goes to battle the frozen legions of the Ice Kingdom. And Lysandra, determined to see her beloved once more, clings to life with every shred of her being, with love giving her the strength to endure the endurable. But a messenger arrives with news that Calith has fallen, his blood staining the white fields of Krya. And devastated, Lysandra retreats to her garden, where she pours her soul into her final aria as the illness takes her away. Well, and the aria is called "Let Not Your Hand Slip Away." But she succumbs after that and is reunited with Calith in the afterlife. And looking at the stage and putting two and two to the poster, the Rose Arrayed is Lysandra, and the Jolteon, who seems very indifferent to what's going on, he seems to be above this, is Sir Calith. What's a little weird is how they casted a Jolteon for this role.
Yeah, what was Sir Calith normally, if that's even known?
He was a Grovile.
Yeah. Proteus, well, more or less say the chorus line of "Let not your hand slip away" in grass, and then finish the statement with I'm looking forward to a fine adaptation of a great work.
Yeah, so I had to take some liberties to make it more appealing, so I have adapted it for modern audiences.
Oh no.
Ugh.
Everyone out of character just shuddering.
Well, we had to make everyone feel included, so. But I feel like it really reaches out to everyone that this is going to be the production to end all productions.
Disney, when did you get into my PMD&D campaign?
Well, I'm sure that all of the efforts being put in will produce results.
Mm-hmm. But you said you wanted to talk to me, right? Well,
That's right.
I don't mind. Giovanni, I'll be perfectly fine. I know I won't spoil anything. Don't worry. Well, I just make it snappy. We have a show to rehearse, right, Dirk? Yeah, whatever. You're okay. I'll take 5. And he kind of walks off backstage. Follow me.
All right.
All right, and she takes you to the back. This is a very nice place, might I add. This is as you could tell by the exterior, the interior is just as grand too. Like there are a lot of rooms, and the hallway is just magnificently laid out here. Like even the backstage where it doesn't really need to be any better, it looks fantastic. And she opens the door to one of the rooms that has a star on it. You first. I insist.
Malcolm rolls on in.
Okay, I'll go second there.
Room.
Yeah, and she brings you into this trailer room where there is it's a fantastic dwelling. There's just this is a room, and it looks like 20 times better than Nicholas's house, Dante. And there is a pristine white and green sparkling dress on a mannequin right now. And she says to you, "I'll be wearing this during the final act. It looks magnificent, doesn't it?"
It
Yeah.
sparkles.
So, did you have fun killing my brother?
Well, I guess we're gonna go straight to that.
Oh, yeah, why wouldn't you?
Wow.
I don't know if it was fun, but it was exciting.
Malcolm,
I wanted to come here to talk to you because I wanted to see what you were like for myself. I don't want to kill anyone without reason. The only reason I went for him is because he made a job at our hometown.
Oh. So you are here to kill me. Well, I don't know. You could be
I don't
lying.
know. It depends on what you do. From what I can tell, it doesn't seem like you're doing anything but trying to be an actress.
yeah, listen, here's the thing. Your brother was inciting rebellion, causing mass destruction in a town, and was working with the murder. You're here as an actress doing a performance. We're not exactly out to kill actors.
Well, if you want the truth, and I rarely tell the truth, I did come here to conquer this continent, for it is my mother's will.
And you're sure that you're not doing it, that you're not doing all this because you want to. He more gestures to like the studio and stuff. That this doesn't mean anything more to you than that.
Well, you see, past tense, I did come here to do that. But you see, I was coded with the will of my mother and my brother. He wants me to kill you in particular, as he points to Nicholas. You dropped a cave on him.
I'm surprised you even know that happened, but
It's very vague.
it wasn't personal.
But when they died, I saw glimpses of it, like a dream. But it got a little more vivid when my brother died. And I also saw another glimpse of this world of white. Wait, world of white, that's a good one. She scribbles something down on a little notepad. But Look, my mother and brother were idiots. My mother hijacked a criminal organization and tried to control it to conquer an entire continent. My brother, he got into politics. I mean, that's self-explanatory, and look what happened to him.
Yeah, politics generally is dog-eat-dog world.
I see a certain pattern happening, and, well, my mother wants me to conquer this place and kill the little green whelp that killed her, and my brother wants me to kill you, but why do it if it's just going to send me down that road too? I am a liar, a deceiver, and a trickster, but what not better place to do it than on the stage?
Well, that is correct. On the stage, you wear your mask and you play your role. I've not been in theater, but I've always been fascinated by it. So I'd say, considering your temperament, it is probably perfect for your skill set.
Yes, and I get paid an awful lot too. Well, I will if the show is a success. And do you know poor Giovanni's little plight?
Yeah, I'm well aware. When I was here, his shows weren't exactly doing that well.
Yes,
Frankly, I'm amazed this place wasn't shut down by now.
he inherited this theater from his family, who, let's be honest, their shows sucked. They bombed hard, and as he has some poor luck to go along with it, as his main actors and actresses ended up getting sick or dying right before the show, and he picked off whatever schmuck he could off the street to fill their place, which led to something humorous, no doubt, but this theater is going to die eventually. Well, if yours truly isn't fulfilling the role of Princess Lysandra. So if
Yeah,
you are going to do something about me, and I haven't done anything, and if you think I have, where's your proof?
oh, like I said, we're not.
We are doing exactly what we came here to do. Just to talk with you, because I don't. Let's just say that there are other voices that speak things to us as well, but I tell them that I call the shots. And I don't want to harm people that are doing no harm.
Like you said, we don't have any proof, therefore we have no antagonism against you.
Well,
So if you want to go on the stage, then enjoy your debut.
if that's the case, who told you to do it? That's the only thing I couldn't glean. My brother was just as confused from the premonition I got. He doesn't know why you were after him. So why are you after him? You're obviously after us. Do you just have something against dragons?
Well, personally,
In a sense.
At least
Again, we
personally-
found connections of the murder out where we lived, and they mentioned his name, and that set us on the path. One stone turned another and another until we began to start learning the whole picture.
I'm not an idiot. Okay, that trick might work on others, but I am a liar and a deceiver by nature, as I said. And you don't just wander into a dragon's lair with a dragon-killing sword. Who made you do it?
Some weird. I don't even fully understand or trust him, but there was apparently some weird sort of other dragon that apparently seems to want you dead for some reason. Why is beyond me? He doesn't exactly give any answers, and I don't frankly trust him because of that.
Do a persuasion roll.
Okay. $21.
Well, that sounds very stupid, so it's, so you are probably telling the truth. Okay. Okay. So where do we go from here?
No,
Because
personal.
I dragged you here on purpose. Because if you were going to try and kill me, well, you'd be wanted in Loomhausen, like the stupid poopy heads you are.
Rude,
Hey,
but okay.
that's not nice.
But the simple answer is, since we have no antagonism against you, you have no reason to keep us here, so I say we leave and you continue on with your performance as well.
That simple?
Does it have to be any more difficult than that?
Well, I see you. As soon as you leave here, you're probably going to conspire and talk about this. And plan stuff if you think I act up, is what I'm guessing you're going to try and do. I will do the same. And trust me, I am not my mother, and I am not my brother. And I know my brother said that, but I realize I am not the biggest fish in the pond, and there are other ways I can get at you than kill you. Do you understand me? So don't ruin this for me, and don't ruin this for Giovanni if you don't like me.
Honestly, if from what we can hear is true, Giovanni is the one who needs help.
Yes, it is self-serving on my part, but yes, he does.
Yeah, if this production goes, then it's probably gonna be less the fault of anything we do and more the fault of his own decisions, but I don't plan on interfering.
So what are you gonna do if it doesn't go well?
Well, let's not hope it comes to that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's why I'm more inclined to it will, I guess, assist. I don't exactly think he has the most sensible things in mind. He's desperate, and I think he's making a few errors.
Possibly, but his coffers are very full.
So, there's still that whole take over the continent thing. Are you not doing that then?
Listen, if things go the way I want them to, the only thing I want to worry about is critics, not conquering a continent.
Okay.
You said it yourself, though. You're a liar and a deceiver, so how can we be sure that you're being
Well,
truthful in that?
you can't. Just as I can't trust anything you say. And I gave my terms of how you are probably going to go conspire against me as soon as you leave this place. You think I'm wrong on that assessment?
What's conspire mean?
I don't think that discussion is gonna go the way you think.
No, but it's going to happen nonetheless. There are
Yes.
things you don't want me to hear. As there are things I don't want you to hear.
Well, as I said, I think that Giovanni needs all the help that he can get.
But I think it's a fair assessment. We maybe don't like each other, but that does not mean we have to be enemies.
I agree with that.
You know where I'm staying, and I'll find out where you're staying. So if I act up, you know where to go. And if you act up, I know where to go.
You wouldn't say something like that unless you were planning to act up. Which
Well-
makes me a little sad.
Well, no. You have to understand my position here. My mother got killed out of the blue while putting together her grand strategy. And my brother was killed by you four, well, out of the blue. So, I don't know if I can entirely trust you. Just as you don't entirely trust me.
That's entirely a fair game. Can't say I trust you, but at this point in time, I also have no reason to be antagonist against you, so you are correct. We might not. We probably will talk. And we'll probably make plans against each other, and I suppose we'll each agree. Let's hope it doesn't come to that.
And let me put it this way, too. I have done nothing so far. I have done nothing wrong. And, well, you have killed my brother.
And like I said, we killed him because he was doing something wrong. We don't walk around just offing innocence because, and we're not exactly going to be following the words of a random person we don't even, or at least I don't even trust in the first place. So, if you've done nothing wrong, then you've got nothing to fear from us. Of course, whether you take that my word for that or not, that's up to you, but that is what it is. So, I don't think there's much more that needs to be said here.
In fact, I did get some information when my brother's memories were catapulted towards me upon his death. And
What?
if you're here, there's maybe some information I could give to you.
Interesting. And I assume you'd want something for that information?
Oh, yes, I would.
And what would those terms be?
The mechanical decoy. You destroyed it, right? That's at least what I know.
Yeah.
You want to know where it came from?
Yeah, good point. Certainly gives you, I'd say, an advantage in this.
I honestly don't care, but you obviously do. Or would.
Yeah. Oh, I suppose it is. It would still come down to what are you looking for in an exchange here?
800 gold.
Would you? I don't think we can do that now, but would you just like 800 gold at some point in time for that information?
Sure.
Okay.
All right. Then, if we scrounge up 800 gold, we'll potentially pay you for that information.
Okay. It's a win-win for me. It's a useless information. Exchanging it for gold. I don't mind doing that.
All right. Now then, if you don't mind, I believe you should go back to practice, and we should be on with our way.
Okay. Ivy.
Gorvin. Though you already heard that before.
Yeah. I'm Proteus, although, again, I don't know if you already knew our names or not.
Yes, I know your names, including yours, Nicholas. You're lucky you killed him when he did. I'll just say that.
Nicholas frowns and he says, Apparently, my adversaries know more about me than I'd like. Good to know.
Yeah. Well, do know, Ivy, that I intend to return here. And again, it's not because I think that this play is going to need all the help it can get.
Okay, just don't ruin it.
I don't intend to.
She walks over and opens the door.
All right. And we leave.
Yeah,
Okay.
she kind of accompanies you back to the stage, and before you reach it, she goes, "It seems we have a bunch of super fans here, Giovanni. They know a lot about the play we're producing." And he's like, "Oh, magnifique, magnifique! You will be advertising it to all your friends. Give them recommend it, and we could give you a free show if you for every 5 visitors you get."
I'll certainly
see what
consider
we
the
can do.
offer.
Yeah, he lets you leave, and they seem to be going back to rehearsal. But Ivy, she kind of side eyes you as you leave. Before you leave the large, pristine blue theater, and you are back in Loomhalsen proper.
All right. Let's head back to the inn, everyone.
Well, some people are going there for the first time.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's head to the inn, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so you find your tavern, which is called the Grum Pig and Whistle. And it has like a little sign of a little cartoonish Grum Pig playing a flute. And it's a modest place, and you are given the key to your room. And you plan to just kind of stay the night here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're probably going to go in, set up the ward, and talk, but yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you go up to your room, and as you open the door, there is a little dragon right there.
Hi.
Huh.
Is he in the room or is he just on
He-
the stairs?
He was in the room. Like when you open the door, he's just standing there in your room or floating
All
there.
right. Well, we're gonna ward the door before we say words to him.
Okay. You seem to have located the dragon.
Yeah, she seems okay.
She is not.
Then do enlighten us.
She deceives you. As I said she would.
That's a very real possibility, but
She said it herself. We can't even trust her.
you also haven't exactly been upfront with why we should be going after her in the first place.
I have shown Proteus what she is a spawn of.
Yeah. And I also want to point out that I've seen nothing to prove that she is like that. And I also know that there are plenty of people that come from that are the spawn of something more akin to that choose a different way.
Let's be clear. There is certainly the possibility that we may find information about what she's planning. She said it herself. There may be the possibility she has done something or is about to do something. And the moment we find that proof, well, she'll be on her target, but we're not exactly inclined to kill innocent people, and until we have proof of that, we can't exactly point a blade at her.
The longer you wait, the stronger she becomes.
What? As in, she's just going to get more funding to continue to do shows that she enjoys.
You do not understand. She must die. She is evil, for she holds sealed away Lady Ezelith.
Who's that?
Lady Ezelith is the Mercury worm. She is needed to combat the forces of Crya.
See, but you didn't answer the question as to what does it mean she's becoming more powerful? Aren't we also becoming more powerful over time?
As time progresses, this echo becomes stronger. And that is what it's probably doing. It is waiting for it to become stronger than you can even imagine. More of your kin have dealt with these echoes thoroughly. They did not hesitate. The
And
great
perhaps
worms,
they should have.
the great worms must be reunited so the dragon rite can be complete.
Seems like an awfully convenient thing to not mention the first time.
Yes, for I should not share with you all of my divinations of the future. It is only desperate now because you hesitate. It is for the good of the future that that dragon dies.
But she said the entire city's gonna not like us if we do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that he already foresaw that, and that's what he wants. But I think more importantly, he just doesn't care about other people.
I sense that you care not to fulfill this role I have given you.
I think that you're just as manipulative as she is what I think.
You're giving us a lot of words, but those words don't exactly mean a lot backing, without any other backing aside from this is how it is or this is how it is the best future.
I am the epochworm. I have seen what was, what is, and what will be. And what I have seen is that dragon will bring disaster.
How's she do it?
She lays waste to the forces that be.
Malcolm looks confused.
Yeah, that's like if I walked up to you and said into that next Tuesday that Malcolm will lay waste to waffles.
It seems you do not wish to carry out this task for me.
If we find a reason to, we might, but otherwise, you're correct.
Well,
We're not exactly.
Well, I don't want to waste more time than needed, and I have a lot of time. But I will not waste it on something that cannot be convinced. So, will you do what I say or not?
Well, if you're looking for an answer right away, then the answer is no.
He looks to the rest of you.
I'm not inclined to answer to you straight away either.
Well, I told you I want an answer now.
If she intends to do something quickly, I intend to be close to her one way or another. And I'll enact my own will, whether it's yours or hers.
I'll repeat myself again. Are you going to do it or not?
And I told you, I'm not guaranteeing you anything.
Is that a no?
So you really want to have us under your thumb? I'll find out more about you, too.
I'll take that as a no. Very well. I will not bother you anymore. I will find someone with the will to do it. Perhaps the murder. They seemed reliable.
Well, they're reliable at getting themselves killed.
Reliable nonetheless. And the clock spins away as he fades away. In this room, there's 4 beds for you, and it's moderately decorated, and it looks very comfortable.
Silence.
Yeah.
Oh,
There's only a
yeah.
feeling of dread.
Both of these dragons are going to cause havoc.
I
But
can't wonder if we're wrong, though.
That's the thing.
he
We don't.
seems to care only if we did exactly his will.
I trust him about as much as I trust Ivy. And regardless, we would need proof. We would need some way of knowing. Otherwise, we're just no better than the murder. In fact, the fact that he is fully willing to go to the murder shows that we're just as valuable as they are to him, and we have the same role as just ruthless killers. If we're wrong, we'll find out through our investigation, and we'll do things our own way, but I'm
Either
not
way,
I'm not the murderer. I'm not going to kill innocent people for no I'm not going to kill people for no good reason.
to be thorough
Survival.
is to be slow. To be rash is to be fast.
I mean, be honest, what do you really think, Dante? Do you think we should take in it? You didn't speak up during the
My
conversation too
answer
much.
is the whole situation is so complex, and it's. I mean, yes, I agree that a direct answer now just leaves so much on the table that we don't know. But well, I can't say for certain. I didn't see what Proteus saw.
Well, truth be told, I think if I were to guess, he's got the ability to preserve certain moments in time to view onto others through one means or another, but I also feel like he cherry picked that moment, though I also will say that, yeah, it seemed like what he said about Belladonna and Hemlock were both truthful. However, that does not mean his intentions are good either.
I mean, I'm willing to believe that Ivy is plotting some sort of evil or another. I mean, she said it herself that we can't fully trust her as much as she can't fully trust us. But up until the point where we know that, up until the point where we see exactly what she is going to do, we can't really do anything, if for no other reason than we've got a mission here and getting ourselves locked up for killing a random actress doesn't exactly help. Of course, if that dragon actually told us what she was doing, what evil she's done, and gave us a clue to find that information or prove that she has evil intentions, then things would have been a lot easier. But at the moment, we have to learn before we can commit to anything like this.
Well, as for me, I intend to help Ivy out. because I want to believe that there is actually something worth preserving.
But what if we're wrong? What if helping her out is potentially dooming people?
Well, if I'm working on the show, she's gonna be pretty close to me. And I'm going to start learning things one way or another. Not everything will be able to be hidden from me. Which means that I see it as a win-win situation. We'll be able to learn or monitor what she is doing. Or if she's truly innocent, we'll give her her best chance at it, because either way, she made it clear that if this fails, she's not exactly going to be nice to the town, and I'm pretty sure Giovanni is burning this blade to the ground.
Yeah, I don't exactly trust his way of going about it, at least the way he suggested it. Sounds like he's trying to reach everybody and will end up reaching nobody. It will depend on how things are going with our main objective, but it's certainly possible we can play the role of students at the university and have this as an extra thing, though that might be difficult. We may have to play that part by ear.
I wonder what Estelle would think about all this.
That's the last person we should tell about this.
Why?
Because all
I
the MDRA wants to do is kill dragons, which means if we're trying to save one, we are actively getting in our own way.
Well, yeah, but why do they want to kill him?
Because they think that they'll be blamed for them getting out of the ice continent. Or they just want to run an autopsy on the body. The real thing I think we should also be trying to concern ourselves with is learning about Chronos.
Well, how are we going to do that?
I think we need to pay a trip to the Artificers. Something's not entirely right about him.
You said Kronos looks similar to the fife Nicholas has, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Nicholas pulls out his fife, looks at it, and he says,
It's not that
"We
he looks like it, he reminds you of it for some reason. But it's composed of gold, silver, bronze, copper, and brass.
He looks at his fife and thinks for a moment. He says, possible we might learn a bit more about him through study here, actually, believe it or not. This item I got, it comes from, well, it comes from Iron Broach, but it was found and brought here. It bears some sort of similarity to him. Something about this and something about him. It feels connected. So it's possible while we're playing the role of students in Loomhausen University, we might be able to learn more and try and figure out who or what he is.
We need to learn about both of them as much as we can and make sure that we're choosing for ourselves which one to side with and how.
This is gonna be this is gonna be a lot to deal with. Make sure to keep all of our objectives in mind, and we're probably gonna need to do some more splits like this, at least while we're in the city. We've got so much on our plate here, and there's so much that needs to be done. But first things first, I'm definitely gonna insist that we need to get my grandparents out of here. Ivy let it slip that Hemlock knew my real name. And if Hemlock knew my real name, the murder knows my real name.
My
And
question to
this,
you is, how do you think he obtained that information? Was it just because of divination looking at us, or was it because he was able to look back at your past somehow?
Kronos would be
Hemlock,
it.
not Kronos.
Yeah, Hemlock, not Kronos.
I meant Hemlock.
I would doubt Hemlock is able to do that. It's possible Three Eyes might have figured me out. He knows of, though I don't know how he would have been able to fully figure out that the Sprigatito he nearly killed one day became the Floragato that is me and has the name Nicholas. I was hoping by going by Gorvin, he would assume it was just a different Sprigatito dash Floragato named Gorvin, but he and the murder may have been a bit more thorough with searching out information about me than I thought. It's even possible that the very reason why, because my grandpa, he got an offer for a job at the Ethereum Corporation. It's possible that that job was given to him for the express purpose of putting a leash on me, so to speak. But either way, I don't know the full details of how or why. I can only guess and speculate for now.
Because either way, Hemlock knew far more than he ever should have known, which is what I find to be concerning.
I don't disagree. I'm concerned about that as well.
Well, it's not just you. You had connection with the murder. That kind of makes sense. But if he knows as much as he implies he knows about me, then the what he knows is beyond what someone would normally be able to scrounge up very quickly.
If he
And
had the
that's
murder
but
working for him for that long,
I
that's
don't have connections to the murder at all.
right? But what's to say they couldn't do their own searching?
Because their search would have to go all over the continent. I've been everywhere. They would have had to found pieces everywhere to compile all of that information together. And they would have to have known exactly where to look and what to look for. And I tend to bury my tracks well. least when I was on my own.
I thought so too, but here we are now. One of the things we may need to look into is we may need to look into how or why the Ethereum Corporation and the murder know what they know. So if we don't have a long list of things to look into already,
At the very least, we are we have no shortage of things to do when we get back.
yeah, we'll certainly be kept busy. We each need to be careful. Try not to talk too much about why we're here unless we're in a room together with that ward up. Once we return back here from delivering my grandparents, our priority is going to be find out everything we can and figure out what our mission, our plans are from there. While we're not exactly students for the traditional reason, we're still going to be doing exactly what a student does. Learn, learn, and learn.
And is that where we end it?
I mean, it's a
think
good
so.
line to end on.
Okay. Well, yeah, you finish up doing exactly what she said you would do after you talk to her. And yeah, you get the benefits of a long rest, and we'll call it for tonight.
All right.
All right.
Well, this is going to be our last session for the year, and we'll probably come back a little in January. I'll see when we come back, but just kind of a hiatus for the season, as we're now gonna the set piece of the campaign is now gonna be this place where you see the seeds of intrigue being all set up, and yeah,
We have so much to do.
yeah,
Between that, we've got a
school,
lot to do off screen because we got to reschedule.
yeah, that too. We have to decide that. But yeah, for now, happy holidays, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate, and we'll see you next year, everyone. As
So yeah,
episode 27, I think it is, concludes of Snow.
yep.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
All right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.